New research debunks links between fluoridated water and lower IQ, a growing political and social debate regarding the safety of community water fluoridation has been met with new scientific evidence. While recent headlines and political figures have raised alarms about fluoride's impact on cognitive development, a massive long-term study has found no evidence that low levels of fluoride in drinking water affect children's IQ or brain function. The study, decades of data published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, the research team analyzed a massive dataset involving 10,317 high school seniors from Wisconsin. The study was uniquely comprehensive because it tracked participants over a vast timeline from 1957 to 2021, following them until they reached the age of 80. Researchers estimated when each individual was first exposed to fluoride and compared that exposure to their IQ scores and other measures of cognitive function throughout their lives. The conclusion was definitive. There was no observable association between fluoride exposure and changes in cognitive ability. We had some data that we could look at early life exposure and later life outcomes, says Dr. Gina Rumor, a researcher at the University of Minnesota and study co-author. What we found was nothing, clearing up the confusion. Why the misunderstanding? The recent wave of concern stems largely from a controversial 2025 paper that suggested a link between fluoride and lower IQ. However, experts note that this conclusion was reached through a misunderstanding of global data. Concentration matters. Dr. Kelly Johnson-Arbour, a toxicologist at MedStar Health, points out that the studies cited in the controversial paper were conducted in regions where fluoride concentrations are significantly higher than those found in American tap water. Context is key. When scientific data is viewed in isolation without considering the dosage and environmental variables, it can lead to widespread misinformation. Historical skepticism. Dr. Rumor notes that fear of fluoride isn't new. It has existed in various forms since the 1950s, often driven by social or political anxieties rather than biological ones. The dental necessity. Why we fluoridate despite the debate. Dental professionals maintain that community fluoridation remains one of the most effective public health tools for preventing tooth decay. According to Dr. Julie Mayerson, a dentist in New York City, fluoride works through a dual-action process. Remineralization. It helps redeposit essential minerals, like calcium and phosphate, back into tooth enamel, creating a harder, more acid-resistant surface called fluoropatite. Antimicrobial effect. It limits the ability of oral bacteria to break down sugars and produce the acids that cause cavities. Without this mineral, teeth are much more susceptible to the daily acid attacks caused by bacteria and sugar consumption. Summary: while political movements and misinterpreted studies have cast doubt on water fluoridation, long-term longitudinal data suggests that the low levels used in community water systems are safe for cognitive development and remain vital for dental health.